under a multi-dimensional space, be on a Zoom call, and train the AI version of myself all at the same time. I'm doing 8,000 things at once. I think the bandwidth is the only concern. Speaking of which, clear up some memory. All right, so get rid of you, get some additional processing power going. Cool. Beautiful. All right, so this is everyone browsing the tea house. This is the entryway. Oops. All right, entering a large room, you smell fresh brewed tea wafting in the air. There's an aged Sheng Puer, notes of dried apricot. Yeah, the whole house is like this. It's amazing. Notes of dried apricots and leather permeate the space as if coming from everywhere and nowhere at the same time. The sun shines through a skylight in the ceiling, reflecting off the marble floor. On either side of the room, there are steps of a grand staircase leading up to an ornate balcony. In the center of the room, there's a small table with an envelope with your name on it. Ooh, I'm gonna click the envelope. Mm-hmm. Tea Pet Bingo! Greetings, friend. We need your help. We've had an incident last night with somebody breaking in and setting all the tea pets free. When you were exploring today, please keep an eye out for them. They might be hiding in plain sight, so watch closely. There's a list of them below. I'm gonna take this. That didn't work. I'm gonna take this so that I can collect tea pets. All right. Leaving tea pet bingo. Uh-huh. You made me lunch. I will gladly clean the dishes. All right. Stairs or atrium? What do you think, sweetie? Stairs or should I climb the stairs or proceed to the atrium? I don't know if this is AIDA. Let's. I don't know if that qualifies. Let's go to the atrium. Noted for next time. As you enter the atrium, the sun shines through the glass ceiling, bathing the room with warmth and light. A door leading to the patio swings shut as you enter. It appears somebody just left. The room is full of life, with walls covered in plants. You make eye contact with Cynthia Glasenberg, who is tending to the plants. She smiles and says, Hi there, welcome to my garden. I was just getting ready to make some tea and enjoy the beautiful plant life here in the atrium. If you're looking for the classroom, it's just over there. I would like to join Cynthia for tea. Let's see if this doesn't crash. Hi, Cynthia. Good. I'm attempting to live stream my journey through the tea house without crashing my internet. So let's see how this goes. I was asked to do a speed run this morning to test, and it took me like an hour because I kept getting sidetracked. Mm-hmm. Yeah, Sam's been like writing everything, so just like coming into this, I feel like I am in an atrium enjoying tea, which I should have made some cold brew because it's very, very, very hot here. Hmm. Y'all are making me You're making me really sad that I haven't quarantined with whiskey. Hmm. It is very much that. Um, and then
Okay.
my
So
fiancés are over here.
let's bypass the registry for now and just get people into my room.
Got it.
Thank you.
It is. So y yes is the answer to both of those questions. So s- virtual tea house is connected to the mechanism of the virtual tea house is connected to the sticky note. So each sticky note has a memo, and so it's basically like a name. Like if you see a friend's name, then you think of all of the things that you have connected to their relationship. And so for me, like every time I see these stickies, I can connect to those energies because I've written each one of these digitally, and so when I move them around, I'm kind of moving that story. So it's organized chaos. Um, and yeah, but it definitely, without the digital component, it would just be a bunch of nonsense. Um, they they move, so the this is the present, that's the future. This is like save the world. This is make the money. So every time I talk to someone, every time a project gets updated, every time COVID happens, everything moves, and so it kind of all just moves dependent on the energy. Ooh. Hmm. Hmm. We have. Hmm. Yeah, their name is Udana, for the upward rising energy. That's how long have you had yours? Ah, hmm, interesting. It sounds like you're. Go ahead. Mhm. Say more, say more. Hmm. I'm My tea is now brewing. A green and spearmint tea. It's a green blend. Amazing. All right, I am going to wander into the classroom to talk with Sohan. But thank you all for being my first room. Eh. Sohan, I've been well. I'm presently. No, you can't. Oh, I'm muted. I was muted. No, I'm not muted. Um, I'm live streaming the. I'm attempting to live stream while wandering through multiple dimensional space, which is an interesting challenge, but my internet seems to be holding up. Yes. Oh. That is a beautiful set and a beautiful setting. Is this the new tea house in Austin? Ooh. Yeah, give it. This is the classroom. I have the notes. You enter a room with a large wooden table covered by a brown tablecloth and green runner. There are fresh flowers from the atrium in a vase, and a beautiful dye pottery tea set. That's a link, so I'm going to click it. I think I may have just found a tea pet. Are you playing tea pet bingo? Yes, tea pet. So on the, let me grab it on a different screen. Uh, I I did a speed run this morning and it took me an hour. Yeah. And bear in mind that like I have the map and it took me an hour. 10 if you count the interactive ones. Yeah. Uh, the virtualteahouse.com, which then takes you to the front door, which then takes you to the entryway, which then takes you to the atrium, which then takes you to the classroom, presuming that you follow a straight line. But I bypassed the stairs to go upstairs and the stairs to go downstairs to go through the atrium to get to you. Now. uh, I am brewing a green tea blend. I don't know. It is. It is. Although we're running out. So this is like the first time I think we've ever run out of tea. Hmm? Yeah, well, but we'd have to order more. We had like weirdly when quarantine started, we had a full cabinet of tea, like enough tea for days. Well, months at this point. Tea pet bingo. Yes. Uh Okay, Sohan Fan approaches you with a water kettle in hand and greets you warmly, saying, there's an intersection emerging between Chinese and global cultures. Gong Fu Chai is a perfect example of a traditional Chinese custom that is connecting tea drinkers around the world. It is a practice focused on building communities one cup at a time. As you continue to look around the room, this is lower down. As you continue to look around the room, you see a painting that appears to be slowly moving. Every time you look at it, you feel yourself being sucked in and you hear voices, though you are unsure if they're anything in your head. Take a closer look at the painting, and apparently there's another Zoom call. So there's a painting in your room that links to another room that I can't see unless I go into it. Um, I have been writing with Mythos for over 2 years, and I never could have imagined what Sam has done with it. Uh, I have a hashtag in my Mythos for what is Mythos, and it's a list of all the things that are true. Um, Digital LSD is my favorite. Someone just turned me on to the phrase of a Zettelkasten, which is kind of like a way of interacting with knowledge, or interacting with self, really. So it's part knowledge management system, but stilted not for like organizational knowledge management, but for personal knowledge management. And then it's kind of designed for journaling, but also for communication. So you can do anything from augment an email so that everybody who's reading it has the ability to get the context that they need to this. And it, it's an open playground. Like it's there's I commissioned it to be built in 2017 by combining two different things together. It was a journal and a writing platform, like knowledge management platform. And I had a dev friend combine them together. And since November of 2017, when it went online, I've just been being like, what is this? And I have yet to find the answer to that question. It is many things. Multidimensional. It's a multidimensional medium. It enables nonlinear storytelling. Uh, it has a side effect of digital LSD, like enabling you to think more broadly. It's a lot of things. Yeah, yeah. Um, and that's why it's notably difficult to say what is it exactly, because it depends on who you are and what you want it to be. Um, and so more than anything, it's a tool for play. And ooh, my tea is done. And yeah, I've done a lot of things with it. The what Sam did and the how quickly he did it, how easily he did it, has like just like the looking at this, I would have thought that this was months of energy, but I watched him do it in 2 days, and he did it in a way that was so simple. It was brilliant. And so I'm like, oh my God, I never thought to use it this way. Yes. Yeah, I was using something. hmm I I was using a knowledge management platform, but it wasn't quite what I wanted. And I was using a journaling platform, and it wasn't quite what I wanted. And so I asked a dev friend if he could combine the two together. And Mythos is what resulted. Yeah, it's it's also a reflective. Yay! Hannah's muted. Hannah's got to unmute. Ooh, does that mean that you're going to show up at all the TED Talks? Show the inside. Hmm. I feel educated. uh, Hannah, did you just get a text message? Ooh, I love the cohesive just experience of it. Uh, sorry, I'm laughing because I just Brian Bot just created a transporter for the tea house. Um, so if you say to Brian Bot "tea me," it transports you to a random room, and I just saw that four people did it. I love this medium so much. It's the tools are fundamentally simple. Like what you do with the tools, when you have like forced constraint and creativity, it emboldens you because you can only do things. You have to be creative, and that's like Mythos when it was built. It was built as cheaply as possible, so it was built without all the shiny features. And then, like over time, you learn how to do the things that you can with it, and so yeah, it's been. I don't know. I force constraints are they often find me. I guess I'll say it that way. Like I don't want to manifest more force constraints, but at the same time, like they embolden creativity. So, I but does that mean that because I love how much they embolden my creativity that I'm also making my own constraints so that I have creativity? I don't know. Hmm. Yay. Yeah, I think you're muted by default as you come into your room. Hey! The classroom. I'm gonna go look at this painting that keeps staring at me. It's Mind Murmur. That's amazing. Sweetie, I just found Mind Murmur by looking into a painting. Oh, wait, is that a human or is that not a human? 072609. That is a human. Hello. Um, did you Hi Priscilla, I'm Brian. I saw you register. Where are you located? Where do you live? Oh, awesome. Is it cooler down there, hopefully? I don't know. It's really hot here and I'm drinking hot tea, so Mm. Ooh. I feel like you answered my question the way that I answer all of my friends' question about California. It's like yeah, we yes. Yeah. Yeah, no, I didn't think about it for a second when I asked about Ecuador, which is on the equator, and I spaced out for a moment. Yeah, you have it much more humid than we do. This is Mind Murmur, which is it is an art project that uses brainwave data from an EEG headband to turn someone's brain into fractal art. And this appears to be a recording of the fractal art that was created by someone meditating previously, which we found by looking into a painting, which is super awesome. Yeah, how did you get here? Amazing. All right. Uh, it's another word for like a large box. English is my only language, so because you know any English, you are more linguistically capable than I. Well, I mean, I think you are now because you're inside the chest, so you are a heart surgeon. So what is this person thinking? Ah, didn't. I think Dana is holding up a chest. Well, I mean, it has to be big enough to fit three people, so. No, this is Dina Fisher's project, which I think I can chat it. I think there's. Mm. It's my brain, in sticky note form. So this up here is present, over there is future. Top of the wall is save the world, bottom of the wall is make the money. So everything's aligned aligned by energy. All of the sticky notes, kind of how you've been wandering through Mythos. All of my sticky notes have a digital record. So every so Brian Brian Plus is the AI augmented version of myself. So if you see a phone number in the footer of some of the rooms in the tea house, that is the phone number of the AI augmented me. And so on my other screen, I'm watching people talk to it, and I'm watching him answer questions, and then answering where he doesn't answer. So hmm? Yeah, yeah. I'll before pandemic, we host an event every 2 weeks called Symposium, and he largely manages it by himself. I'd show up at the event, and someone would be like, "Oh, like I was talking to you earlier," and I was like, "Did I answer your question?" And they're like, "Yeah, yeah, yeah. Thanks so much." I'm like, "Great, that wasn't me." And it was so it's because every question I've answered and taught it how to answer, but at this point there's not really a separation between the two of us. It's like we are one entity. um so yeah, but that's one sticky. So there's a lot of projects, and they all are tied together. Not much. I got to give feedback, but I was the person who, I mean, I hired someone to build Mythos in 2017. I've been writing in it since then. Sam just I watched him birth this. I mean, he was sharing it as he was making it, and I was just astounded. I mean, I, Mythos is interesting in that like it kind of pulls your brain out, and watching this take form and now watching everybody kind of like float their way through it is awesome. I don't have other words. Yeah, it's not really programming. I mean, I call it multidimensional medium. It is a lot of things. I mean, our brains are wired in multiple dimensions, right? Every neuron is connected to multiple neurons, not just two, the one before it and the one after it. And when you're writing an email, you have to write in a straight line, but we don't think in a straight line. And so Mythos kind of gives you the ability to write the way you think. And what comes from that is always it's in seeing people jump into it over the years, and seeing what they do with it. It's always different, and it's always representative of the person, whether I know who they are at the time, or who they become later, or who I learned them to become. Um, so it's yeah, it defies simple explanation, that's for sure. Amazing. That's the we call it the resonance machine, because there's no right way to do it. But yeah, you click, you wander, you find something, and then you're like, oh, okay, that's what calls to me, and then you end up in a space like this, and on a Zoom call with people that you don't know, talking about things that you enjoy, and that's what it's there for. Um, so yeah, it is also funny because the people who want exact truth, the people who are like, tell me exactly how this works. I'm like, can't help you. I don't know. Yeah, I mean, it's a writing tool. It's a writing tool. The rooms that Sam created, he wrote the description. I It was named Mythos a long time before the realization that Mythos, if you it, Myth OS, as in like a myth operating system, so like an operating system for stories, and that was very unintentional. But like you write something, and it kind of has this capacity to. I mean, just as if you speak something, you say, "I am happy," you will become happy. You say, "I am sad," you will become sad. So the stories that we tell create the reality that we experience, and mythos so too, like when you write something down, as Sam did, entering into a large room, you smell fresh brewed tea, right? So that's as if there's a concierge at a hotel like welcoming you into a space, like you become energetically aligned with what you walk into, and so then the entire space is unified by the shared experience of how you entered it, and that could be through a physical space, like at a concierge private club, speakeasy, something like that, or a Zoom call that you found underneath some boxes and I found in a painting. This still happened. I still met you here. So like, it's magic is, the most appropriate word in my mind. I do. It's there you go. It's Brian at ink.one. Sam at ink.one. Yeah, grateful to have you playing with us. I'll send you in the chat uh, this. So ink.one/o=1 is kind of the immigration form to our community. Uh, Anything else kind of spoils the surprise, but I would say start there, and that'll teach you a little bit about kind of who we are, which is just a community of people that are co-creating and playing. And the vagueness of that language is to keep it true. But as we found that as soon as you start to explain things more exactly, the nature of them changes. So, if you start to say, well, it's this, well, then you're implying that it's not that, but it's actually both. But, the both is actually a really nebulous container of like, it's a space for play. And then people are like, but tell me about that. And I'm like, well, if I do, it's going to change it. I appreciate that you brought in some casual quantum mechanics. Indeed. Yeah, I hadn't made that connection before. In terms of like mm, one and mythos and yes. Yes. I appreciate that very much. All right. The one place I have not been is the basement, so I'm gonna wander there. Yeah. It was nice chatting with you, Dana, and I hope to see you in the community soon to have more chats like this. Nice to meet you too. Bye. Amazing. My internet is not happy. Wait, I found an otter! How do I mark the... Here's T-Pet Bingo. T-Pet Bingo. Where is the T-Pet Bingo? Peel back the curtain. Okay, I found Ollie the otter. Ooh. Ooh. The boatman. I got that. And there's the boatman. Bunny family? No, that one. Hello. Hello. All the things. Um, I'm attempting to explain what is presently happening to a friend. Yep. Mm. Yep. Yep. That's amazing. I created a teleporter for the tea house, which I've been watching a few people use. Because I like there's a few things that are hard to find. So I did like a, say tea me and it'll jump you random. It's just randomly 5 different rooms. It jumps you around. So hopefully that helps get people into the basement. My friend Will, who's always we're always talking about tarot, and I'm like wandering through the basement, and I'm like, oh my god, I think I know what I'm getting to because I knew there was a tarot reading somewhere, but it took me an hour and a half to find it. Hmm. Was it the only psychics that are easy to find on the main thoroughfare require appointments? I am in Los Angeles is where my physical body is. The interdimensional tea house. Yeah. How about yourself? Okay. Nope. Oh no, that's Seattle. I have the lovely fortune of being able to watch all of the traffic through the tea house in real time. Um, So it's really interesting because you're just like watching people go boop, 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 boop. I have the Google Analytics for Mythos, which are later to be built into Mythos so that you can like see how people are picking your brain. Because like when you send an email, you get to see like how people click through it, and it's it's like putting an artwork in front of someone and then being able to watch them experience it. You get to like see how they interact with it, how they pick it up, what they look at, and so from that you get to interpret like how they're experiencing it and ask questions. And so it becomes in that way like a shared experience because you get to remove yourself as the influencer, right? Instead of like explaining what it is, you get to see how someone takes it, and then you get to carry a conversation based on that versus telling people you should see this. And There are a lot of words, they're usually all true. Yeah, actually, just recently I started documenting all of my tarot readings in Mythos. Uh, so I have a shortcut for like writing out like a 5 card draw, and then now I'm slowly like creating my relationship with every card. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Mm. Sweetie, sweetie, what card did we pull at Day of Not? Swords? Huh? 5 of Swords? Is it? Do you remember the title? Yeah. Okay. Mm-hmm. Ah. Hmm. I'm in Culver. I'd like to say that you are presently in the best LAT house. So, like, last year, yeah, I was making an age joke about how young your locks are. Your hair looks very young. Your hair makes you look very young. That was my botched compliment. Ah, all right. I'm All right. I'm live streaming while I'm wandering, so I'm going to stop live streaming because it's correct. I have the best bandwidth, but it's still not good enough for what I want to do with it, which is live stream while live streaming while live streaming while also doing other stuff.